This episode is brought to you by My Bad. Another pod, another no-pay programming. My bad. Now let's start the episode. Welcome to episode 95. Yep, 95. Welcome to episode 95 of the Absence Boast podcast where a bunch of dumbass millennials talk about the dumbest opinions, dumbest perspectives, dumbest mistakes, and their dumbest complaints. I'm your host, Nelson. Thank you for joining me today. Shout out YCC Entertainment, culmination of all your favorite podcasts, live shows, and all kinds of video production. Shout out Blur Watch. Episode 23 is out, so make sure you tune in. Limelight Vibes will be back on March 5th, so look forward to it. Java will be headlining for his birthday, so looking forward to that. And as far as shout-outs, that's all I got. Those are all the only three things going, and that's because I'm directly involved with all of them. So, yeah, as far as shout-outs, that's all I got. Let me go ahead and introduce my guest. We never talked about a stage name. You just go by your regular name?
Yeah, I don't have any stage name. Just my regular name, man.
You ain't got a rowdy ratchet reality stage name?
Nah.
Alter ego? A person I ran into just out with your daughter, actually.
Yeah,
just out with your daughter.
Yeah.
And I don't remember how we got that conversation started.
I don't either. It was just an environment.
Yeah.
I guess it was an environment for it.
Yeah, and I ended up mentioning my podcast, and you was like, I want to get on. Mind you, this was almost a year ago.
Yeah.
So it was my bad for letting it fall on the wayside. But join with me today, Steve Joyner.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for coming on. This has been something in the making for quite some time. I'm glad. I was actually supposed to have you as episode 96, but episode 96, but the person I originally had for 95 wasn't it's not recording until tomorrow.
Okay.
So I was like, yo, let me see if he's busy on Saturday.
Yeah.
And we can shoot this episode out. So thank you for joining us.
Here we are.
Yeah. We had so much conversation. I'm trying to figure out where I can lead without organically open up without
Right.
Shit, let's just get into the sin of the day. Cause this sin of the day is extreme actually.
Yeah.
I was talking to my homeboy the other day, and I forgot what we were talking about, but he said, yeah, the coloreds. He's a black guy, so, it's okay.
Yeah,
and he said that. I said, whoa.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Colors is wild. And he was like, I was thinking about that. Like he's laughing because he just said coloreds.
Yeah.
And I make that joke sometimes, not coloreds, but I make that reference like, there's some white people that are so like innocent that they would say coloreds and not realize how offensive it would be.
Right.
But they would just be like, yeah, like the colored guy, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you're adorable, but like, don't say
Yeah.
that ever again. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
You're too innocent to realize that you fucked up
But
there.
it is funny though.
Yeah.
Like, it is like, I get it, because it is like, it's like some people, like the other day, like probably like 3 weeks ago, I went to get a new phone, and the guy was trying to relate to me, but he was like on some, yo dog, like what's up? Like, but he wasn't black though. He was a white guy, and he's like, yeah, like the whole time he's talking to me, he like, hey, you know that song by T.I.? And like, the one that where it's like, hey,
Oh, you must have told him you're from Atlanta.
no, I didn't.
him to,
He was just talking to me because I was black. Like, it was blatant.
Yeah,
like,
but you don't bring up T.I.
He was
to it.
trying so hard to relate to me, like in any black thing that he possibly could have known. He was trying to open up with, and I'm like, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, this motherfucker think I'm just a joke, but for real, I'm like, it's really funny. Like,
Yeah, because you don't have to do that, bro.
you don't. Like, you don't even know me. Like, I get it. I guess I look like I'm black, but still, like, how you know I like T.I.? How you know that?
Wait, do you like T.I.?
No.
Oh,
No.
it would have been funny if
Yeah,
you
it'd
did.
have been funny if I did, yeah. It's like, and then the yo dog, and like,
You ain't gotta talk to
I
me
don't
like
even
that,
talk
bro.
like that. So it's like, I don't know.
But he was saying that he was like, the insults that I get white people punch in their face for calling like the names if white people call black people, they get punched in the face for saying that. Them lines be kind of funny though.
They do.
And I was like, bro, I was just telling my coworkers that the other day. Coons is a funny word.
It is. They was really creative when they made a lot of stuff. Like, seriously. Like, I mean.
White people have one creative phase in their entire life, and that's when they're insulting black people.
Insulting us, yeah.
Yeah, I said, I always say my favorite insult, and nobody ever uses it because it's a very outdated word, but moon crickets.
Moon crickets. I've never heard of
moon crickets is the funniest insult I've ever heard in my life, bro.
Oh, my God. Moon crickets.
I said that at work. We were talking about something. And this was like years ago. This was probably like 8, 9 years ago. We had having this conversation. And I asked, like, because I work in the maintenance world, mechanic world. So a lot of my coworkers are like predominantly Southern white boys. During the time that this 8 years ago. Now, since I'm in Maryland, it's all black people. But I was like, no, like, what's the most of, like, what do you think is the most offensive thing you've ever, like, not you've ever called a black person, but like the offensive thing you've ever heard a black person be called? He was like, oh, moon cricket. And I was like, wait, what? He was like, yeah, like, you know how the slaves used to sing at night when they were working in the fields? And I was like, they were chirping at the moon. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah,
but like some of that shit be kind of funny. Like now, because now you can call a lot of idiots things that used to be racially like defined, like knuckle dragger. You don't really call like black people knuckle draggers. You call stupid people knuckle draggers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but porch monkey is crazy. Don't say porch monkey.
Oh
That's
yeah,
wild.
porch monkey is wild. Like that one alone, I don't know. That's like a stamp right there. Like that's something. That's a no-go.
Just call them stoop kids.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, same exact thing.
Yeah, you just call them stoop kids. It's better and less racially offensive.
Exactly.
But it gets the same message across. Oh, y'all just nosy people that sit on y'all porch and watch everything else that go on. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to like go through my mental Rolodex to realize like a lot of these words are actually kind of like they're funny in the sense of like if you take the race out of it, like or you take if you actually give it context. Like a reason why coons annoy me now is because granted it's still a funny like word, but and then some people say coon anything without realizing how offensive, like coon eyes.
Yeah.
I never realized what that was until white people was like, yeah, whenever I wear sunglasses, I have coon eyes. Yeah. And I'm like, wait, what does that mean? It was like because of I'm wearing the glasses, but the rest of my face is sunburned, except so I had a white spot on my eyes. And I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense. Like, let's not say that anymore. Like, don't say coon eyes. Y'all gotta find I got a sunglass bandana across my eyes or some shit. Like, y'all gotta find a different way to say that.
Anyway.
But when I was going through my mental Rolodex, I was like, these words is kind of funny, but sometimes they get a little out of hand. Like when I was doing this whole like Kendrick Lamar is great, but not as great as y'all think he is arc. Like I was getting called coon on Twitter.
Of course.
And I'm like, wait, hold on. How am I a coon for not glazing?
Right.
I've already acknowledged that Kendrick Lamar is a great artist. I just don't think he's like top 5.
Yeah.
So y'all are calling me a coon because of that?
I mean, they gonna do that though. I get like, yeah, that's a bit much. Yeah, that's a bit much to call it.
Shout out to your history, white people. Thank God you don't keep it up anymore. I don't know if y'all have any clever new things that y'all are calling black people. I doubt it.
That's why we still using them. Still using the same ones.
And y'all, you better be using them in secret.
I tell you.
Because like I said, these are words that'll get you punched in the face.
Yes, indeed.
But they used to be clever and they used to be creative. Some of them words is just funny. Moon cricket is hilarious. Coon is kind of funny.
Yeah, moon cricket is a good one. I've never heard that. Moon cricket. Crazy.
Yeah, I've been saying that since like episode 2 though. Yeah, since episode 2, Q, shout out Q. That moon cricket is it's the funniest insult I've ever heard because you have to do a lot of thinking about it for a second for it to click. And then when it clicks, it's like, oh, that's clever.
It was creative.
Yeah.
That one was creative.
So yeah, I'm gonna get that sent out today out real quick. My woe of the week. Since we're on the racial take right now, don't worry, we're gonna be in and out of it.
Yeah.
Pause. White investors. Now, I've always had arguments with people about the black-owned, buy black-owned stuff like that.
Right.
And my main thing is like, hey, I gotta watch my pockets first. So if it's cheaper to buy at Walmart, I'm just gonna go to Walmart and buy it.
Right.
If I have the money, I don't mind putting it on for the quality, or I don't mind buying quality stuff. So if the black-owned is quality and I can afford quality, I'll buy it. But predominantly most of the time I'm trying to be a little, financially conscious. So I buy cheap, depending on what I'm talking about. But some things I just like. I like polo. It is white owned, but I like polo. So I'm going to buy polo.
Right.
But I get into the argument about the buy black owned stuff. But it's funny because then when I come across a lot of when I'm doing business now and I'm coming across doing business with people, I can never get business with black people. As far as the videography and stuff like that, it's because they don't want to pay. And I'm not expensive.
Yeah.
I'm not expensive in the slightest. But nobody wants to pay prices.
No.
But the white people like paying my prices. And the white people rent out the studio all the time.
Right.
So now I got some people that like comedians. Shout out Brandon Moore and Deion Alexander. But they do a show every year, a birthday show every year. They don't mind paying the price. They're like, hey, whatever it is, just send it to me and blah blah.
Right.
Because they're used to working with me.
Right.
I've done Last Laugh, which is Brandon Moore's show. So he's done a decent amount where he's not worried about the cost because he knows I'm not expensive. But then I get some people that wanted hey, I want to rent out your podcast studio. I'm like, okay, well, it's this amount for the space, and then depends on the equipment that you need. I'm probably looking at for a course of a 2-hour recording, probably paying $150. 2 hours of everything already there. All you gotta do is show up, record, and roughly, okay? Don't quote me on that 150, okay? Right. But yeah, you show up, everything's recorded. I put it all on a memory card and give it to you. Or I put it all on your memory card and give it back to you. Right. So, but it's $150. You motherfuckers have paid $150 to record one song for an hour. Yeah. So I'm beating a lot of other people's prices. And you can't find a podcast rental place where it's already got the equipment for you.
Right.
So
I mean, the color that screams half off. I mean, that's what basically once somebody see the color, it's like, oh, that nigga half off.
Yo, black screaming half off is crazy.
It's crazy. That's what I promise. That's what it is though. No matter what, it seems like I don't care what you into. I don't care what type of, if you got a product or a service or anything, automatically because you're black, another black person be like, oh yeah, they gonna hook me up.
Yeah.
They don't care about how good the service you have, what type of equipment you got. I don't care about what it is
market
you have.
Value.
They don't care. As long as they know, let's go to somebody black, see if we get half off. If not, we're gonna choose the white man. Which
is funny because certain people, I like Brandon Moore. I've gotten so much content from Brandon Moore. I will give him a homie hookup. I give him 25% off. I've done too much work with him, and he's benefited YCC as a whole. Where it's okay, I got. But
that's 25%. How you get a hookup though.
Yes,
it's the consistency.
Yes.
You don't just come into business and be like, well, I'm here today. Just give me half off right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, how can it don't work like that? But people really think it work like that though.
Agreed.
I don't know why, but
neither do I. I don't Stop thinking like that because it don't work that way.
I don't think they ever gonna stop. They gonna keep on thinking that. They really think it's I don't get it, but yeah, it's the color though, man. Color makes a difference, I guess. The same thing with fucking clothes. With clothes, it's you'll go to somebody they'll pay. Somebody will pay. They'll be willing to go in a Gucci store and just pay thousands of dollars, bro. On somebody you don't even know.
Yeah.
Versus somebody you got a homeboy that sell clothes and you would never pay him $1,000. You really want it for free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
bro, I bought a shirt from a dude. I can't remember what it's I can't remember what it said on it. I think it said black culture and it had an African symbol on it. And it was a simple tan shirt.
Right.
I was I like that shirt.
Right.
He was you sell it? He was I can sell it to you right now. And I was how much? $25. You got it, bro?
Exactly.
It's simple.
And wear it proudly,
yeah.
though. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with this little sweatsuit. I think I paid $150 for this, and it's some guy I know he makes them. You know what I'm saying? So it's I'm all for that because I mean, why would I want to buy something? Why would I pay a top dollar for something that everybody has versus I can pay a lower dollar? You know what I'm saying? Something that looks the same as everybody got, and it might probably be one of the only ones with it.
Yeah.
Maybe me and a few other people. There's nobody else want to, so why not? But
I say that to say, yeah, I don't have a problem spending the money on the black idea. But then again, I can't only go to I can't go 300 miles away to the black-owned grocery store.
No. Just
because it's black-owned. It's no. Walmart's closer. And
it's right
I just need a couple things.
Yeah, exactly.
I just came for condiments, all right?
Yeah.
So I don't need to go all the way to the black-owned business for that. And it's no shade against the black-owned business.
Right.
I'm just watching my podcast first.
Right. Absolutely.
So I get it, but you can't use the same thing against me because my prices are super cheap and you're not finding what you need anywhere else.
Exactly.
I know what a lot of things that come with YCC is. It's nice to be a black-owned business and stuff like that. It is because it has its perks, it has its recognitions. But my thing is, I just like to give what you can't get commonly here.
Right.
Like that's why I have the only uncensored open mic you're gonna find in this part of Northern Virginia.
Right.
So, or the fact that it's such an urban open mic, or like the podcast rental space is like, yeah, you can find empty rooms. The library, I started at the Montclair Library,
right? But
they're not gonna give you any equipment.
Right.
You got to bring all your own equipment.
Exactly.
Versus you coming here. I mean, if you look at the dollar amount for how much I'm renting the camera use for,
right?
You'd be like, oh shit, that's super cheap. Versus you go to some Aperture rental place and they're charging you $200 to rent it for 3 days. It's like, no, you only need it for 3 hours. You can rent it for 3 hours. You better have my shit back in 3 hours though. Like, that shit we're gonna keep tallying up.
Exactly.
But my prices are unbeatable, so that's why it's like you can't use the same argument towards me that I would use towards other people. Right. Which is like, hey, I gotta worry about my pockets first, unless you just can't afford to do it at all. Right. Then I'm like, well, then you're not. Well, I'm not having a conversation with you.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I just hate that. I hate that I'm like. I've dealt with so much stuff of like, oh, what you mean you don't buy black owned? What you mean you don't buy black owned? When the people that put more money in my pocket than anybody else are the white people.
Indeed.
So for their message,
and that's what they're to get their message across. That's what they're gonna do.
So shout out to the white investors. But yeah, they have their perks. But as far as my woe of the week, my Senator Day and woe of the week, that's all I got. Let's get into this. I don't even know how to open this up. The people that want to be heard versus the people that have something to say. Because we were talking earlier about the entitlement and people's like wanting to speak, all going off of like when people want to come on the podcast. I'm like, what the fuck you want to come on the podcast for? Right. Like, and I remember I was only giving you a hard time about like when we were messaging about the topics, like just get a little bit more specific. Because one of the things that I deal with is people will give me a broad topic. Right. They'll be like rap music, Trump administration, and global warming. No, I'm kidding. Or they'll give me broad topics like that. And I'm like, I need you to be specific because what I'm going to do, if you say rap culture, and you're like, oh, well, what about rap culture? And you're like, well, how the divide of different genres of rap is affecting people's interest in going outside of just that genre or blah, blah, something like that. You give me something like that, what I'm going to do to basically circle the entire podcast is bring that back to rap culture and find another part of that umbrella. Right. So it's all gonna stay under rap culture. Right. Obviously, rap culture is a topic that we can talk about, but I need to know what specific point so that I know another specific point to bring up. And that's how like I'll basically try to build up my topic list. And people don't understand that. They don't understand the word that comes in and just, oh, I can just talk about anything and we're good. It's like, no. I need to know what your interests are. So like you solidified when we were talking at the bar. Like I kind of realized there's a certain thing that you kind of kept going back to and you really hate the way these people think.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it gets into the specifics like that where I don't think a lot of people have anything to say. I think they just want to be heard.
They want to look like they do. That's it. Like that's the sad part. People want to look like they got something to say. The whole time you don't got nothing. Because once you have a conversation with them, it's like, okay, buddy, like where are we going with? Like I've met people at the bar. Guy at the bar, he met me. He was like, hey, what's your name? You know, we go through the whole spiel, meeting each other. Then he was like, yeah, you know, like he was probably like 32. Telling me like, yeah, you know, at 21 I was a millionaire, and you know, look, I got all these cars and this and that. And the whole time I'm trying to figure out like, okay, that's nice. I want to know what are you doing to get it? You know what I'm saying? Like I want to know where I fit in this whole little conversation we had. Yeah. But it's like the whole time, like he told me he was a he flips money by doing credit and all this, and I'm like, okay, bro, like,
is that legal?
like you wasted your time even talking to me, like you hadn't obviously for real, you had nothing to say.
Yeah,
you just wanted to prove something to me. I guess you thought I was less than, or I was gonna be captivated by whatever you had to say.
Crazy word.
To make me think that you had something to say, and the whole time you really didn't. You didn't teach me nothing. We probably talked for like 45 minutes. Didn't teach me nothing.
Yeah.
So what was the point?
Wait, and devil's advocate, I don't talk to inform. I kind of talk to collect.
Right. But at the same time, if, like you said, like when you talk to collect, you're learning something about somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Versus like
oh yeah, I'm not talking to you if you can't teach me anything.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like after once you start collecting like the dumb stuff, you're like, okay, let me push on. I need to find somebody else to talk to.
Yeah.
Versus, like a lot of people just wanna say something. Like they just like, and what they saying don't even make sense. It's based on what they're doing on their phone. Like it's based on what they see other people saying or somebody else's opinion. Or like that's it. They don't even have their own opinion on somebody else's opinion.
Okay, devil's advocate again.
Okay.
Only because some of the points I'll make on like this podcast alone is like other people's arguments. But that's for the sake of me and you having a conversation about somebody else's opinion.
Exactly.
So that is, it goes back to me just, I like to talk to collect. I like to see like where people's heads are and stuff. That's why I like doing this show single-hostedly, is because I'm always pulling somebody new's perspective, opinion, conversation, and everything like that. But yeah, I'm usually into talking to collect. But there are times when I'm like, no, hold on, wait. You don't understand this. Let me explain this to you real quick. And then you got to put somebody on game.
Yeah.
I don't do it often because sometimes I just like watching people. Like, fuck their own image up for themselves.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I just deal with that too much with the podcast spaces because everybody wants to come on, and then I'm like, they say I can talk about anything, and I'm like, bro, what proof do you have of that? Right. That's kind of my thing. Is like, don't tell, if you're a podcast host, you're a comedian, or you're an artist, I'll kind of like be like, okay, because then there's a Rolodex of content that I can search through and be like, okay, obviously, person can talk on stage for 10 minutes, do a set, or this person can write music based around a kind of story for the most part, or you have a podcast, you know how this goes.
Right.
So, but I think like one of my best streams or streaks of episodes was when I was having a bunch of comedians come on that also had their own podcast.
Right.
So it was like, okay, you all know how this goes.
Right.
We go through the list. We only talk about 2 of the fucking 10 topics because we were able to drag it out because we know how this conversation goes.
Right.
But it's some of the people that like, I'm watching what you talk about at bars.
Right.
And you're probably talking about bar drama.
Right.
I'm bored.
Right. It's like, okay. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. We go to the same bar, so it's like, the people you, like, I don't know, like, they just really feel like, without even having a message, they really feel like they have something to say.
Yeah. And
without even saying
anything. Yep.
And it's like, it's even when you watch them and look at them and how they carry themselves, it's like you would be like I've seen people, honestly, and it's, I don't even like to think like this, but I've looked at somebody and say, oh, they gotta know something or got something going on.
Some kind of information.
They have to. Then when I sit with them though, and we have a conversation, I'm like, man, in my mind, my back here somewhere, way back here, it'll be like, this is the dumbest motherfucker ever. Like, why are you wasting your time? Like, what's the point in here? Like, what's going on? Like, and then you have to play dumb too.
Yeah.
Just to appease them, keep them going, like, because then you start like, I don't know, like you start getting captivated by it, and you keep them going, like, oh yeah, like for real, like that's how you really like.
Yo, when you hit them with the oh for real, super effective. But
they be like, yes, and you be like, okay, here we go. They get real deep into it. You get it, don't you? I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like it's crazy, man. Like yeah.
And so my problem is, because I'm so direct, I'll be the one to be like, bro, you know you sound crazy, right? Yeah. Like, I'll be the one to start calling them out.
But they don't care, though. They don't care. Oh, if you do, like a lot of them too, though, if you do call them out, they think you, the one phrase I hate that they say all the time is, well, you trying to come for me? Like, what? Like, no, I'm just telling you the truth. Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm like, nah, that shit sound crazy. And they be like, why are you trying to come for me? You trying to, like, you trying to say this and that? Like, no, like, you gotta be so defensive, but Yeah, I get that a lot.
50 Cent meme. He was, why fuck me?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why come for me?
Yeah, exactly. It ain't my fault. I ain't tell you this.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. It's hilarious.
I'm still trying to figure out how to properly navigate that though, because I do like talking to people, and I like finding, like, sometimes I hate having, well, no, I'm not gonna say I hate having, because my repeat guests are phenomenal. Brandon Moore, Q, Jay Carter, Jay Pat, like, having those recurring guests are great. But when I try to, like, you know, branch out, find new guests and stuff like that, sometimes the conversations that I have, I don't mind, but like, yeah, I got a podcast, but then I'll wait till, I won't be like, you should come on.
Yeah.
I'm more like, I'll wait for them to ask, can I
Right.
come on? Or I'll run into some people that's been on before, and they be like, yo, when can I come back on the show?
Right.
Some stuff like that. Like, if you come on the show, usually I haven't had a bad episode since my first episode 4. Yeah, that one got kanked. Shout out to Afia for making a better episode 4.
Right.
But I don't really have bad episodes, even with new people. So it's like anybody that's come on, they can come on again.
Right.
Except women of my past, they can't come back on because it's too much drama.
Right.
But when I'm trying to find the new guest, it's like doing that redissecting of like, well, what do you want to talk about? Like, are you just saying that because you saw your friend on my podcast?
Yes.
You saw their story. You don't even follow my main page, or you don't follow me across any social media platforms. You're not subscribed on YouTube. You never watched an episode. You saw your friend on the clip and said, yeah, I should be on that podcast too.
Yeah.
Bro, stop wasting my fucking time.
Yeah. I mean, it's all, everything now is a selfish motive. It's just, everybody want to use some type of platform to introduce themselves so they can open a platform themselves.
But for what? Like, what? That's what I don't understand. It's like, what are you trying to gain?
When you don't even have nothing else you
to
have,
offer.
You have nothing even going on. Like you don't even
niggas have
have
boring
you don't even
lives?
have a podcast. You don't have nothing but you want to so bad. I don't. That's the part I don't get with people. People just, I don't know. Like, they got so many people so delusional right now in La La Land that they really believe that they walk around like they automatically are somebody. Like, you're supposed to have me here.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to have me here. Like, you knew. Like you
I needed you?
Yeah. You knew you needed me, so you're supposed to have me here. Like, I don't know why you didn't figure it out before you met me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the mentality people have.
Yeah.
Like, now I'm glad you met me. Now you need to understand that you needed me.
Yeah. There's a
Like,
huge disconnect from reality.
Big disconnect.
There's a huge disconnect from reality.
I don't know what's, like, even when you meet women, like, some of the women be like, you might ask them, like, I got this one girl, I asked her, I say, well, you know, in life, you know, what do you want to do? Like, what are you trying to do? And it's like, I could accept, I don't really know yet. You know, I'm trying to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like, a lot of people, they really be saying shit like, well, I just want to just wake up in the morning and have a lot of money and do what I want to do. Like, that's what I want to do with my life.
Just be rich. You want to win the lottery.
And it's like, but people
Like
think that
aspirations
shit is
to win the lottery.
real. Like,
Yeah.
I think people really think that is a reality.
Yeah.
Like, that, to be able to wake up in the morning and yawn and just roll over and say, Alexa, call my butler and have him come bathe me and put clothes on me and fix my food so I can go out throughout my day. Like, they think that shit is actually real. And like, and people are looking for it, but they're dressing.
You gonna set off my Alexa.
Oh, yeah.
She better not be calling my butler.
Yeah.
Alexa, never mind.
She calling the butler right now. But yeah, people really be tripping. Like, people really be thinking that type of lifestyle is real. And then, I don't know, man, like, they really be trying to find that. Yeah, that's what they think. Like, they be really trying to find that lifestyle, and it's like, what are you gonna do to get it?
Right. What are you gonna do with it?
Right.
We live in that lifestyle where, like, people, I think I heard my aunt say this, working is ghetto. And I was
Yes, like, what? Like,
working is ghetto?
It's
She's like,
ghetto,
yeah, that
though.
shit ghetto.
Like, so we just not supposed to work. Like, that's where we at with it. Like, okay, I'm with that. Okay, so what's next?
You're right. What else are you gonna do?
Right, like,
Some of you women be like, travel the world. I'm like,
it's
why
crazy.
just find a job that requires you to travel?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, it's right now, that's where we at with it, though. Like, and it's sad because it's mostly our culture.
Yeah.
We the ones that had the main problem of.
I don't hear white people say working is ghetto.
No, they're not. You don't hear nobody other culture say working is ghetto. It's just our ass.
True.
Like, you sit around like, bro, like, he be broke, and you be like, well, why you don't go get a job? Oh, shit, working is ghetto, man, bro. Why would I want to be ghetto?
I could just tell my Echo to call my butler.
It's crazy, man. I don't know, man. I don't know where we going with that. Like, I don't know what's going on with the culture, man. Like, it's crazy.
I tell you, it's that progressive growth in the disconnect from reality.
Yeah.
Like a lot of this new generation, they live on, Dave Chappelle always said, Twitter is not a real place. But these motherfuckers really think the social media is a real place.
That is real.
And that's the lifestyle that they're trying to chase, that lifestyle that they see everybody else having.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, again, don't want to put in
but
the
even
fucking
they don't
work.
have it.
Yeah, no bullshit. Shout out Bobby Offit, but like
yeah, like that's what's crazy. Like the majority of people who show that lifestyle really don't have it. Like it's just moments that they show. Like it's what's crazy is nowadays you can pay for a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You know how easy it is to go rent an Airbnb. They have a little bit of money, just a little bit. Go get an Airbnb, rent it out. Nice one. Big, nice, dumb Airbnb. You rent you a nice, dumb car, luxury, Toro all day. And you could just fake the life anytime you choose.
Shout out to my homeboy, Chino. Chino has a car rental agency. He rents like high class cars. And I've never understood renting a high class car. Like I get when you're traveling, instead of like going to Enterprise, if you're traveling, you want a nice car. But even that, I don't understand to an extent. I don't understand it past a certain extent.
Right.
Like, yeah, okay, I want a nice, sporty, comfortable car while I'm traveling. But then like I don't need a Rolls Royce if I'm just gonna be somewhere in.
Well, you know you don't have it. Yeah. Like when you go home to a Honda.
Well, hold on. First off, why come for me? All right. All right.
No,
my CRV is a 2025 motherfucker. All right?
Yeah, ain't that wrong? But it's just I get what you said.
Yeah.
Though. It's like why? Like well, yeah, right. Like I mean,
I like my car. I don't need to rent a higher. Now, so what I was saying was I get it traveling. But when you home and you like going to DC for the night, so you want to rent a nice car, nigga,
and then you're not even going to drive it. You can't even. You got to park. Like when you park, you got to park far away from the place, so you got to walk there, so nobody gonna see it. So it's like,
oh, you got to put in a garage and paying a crazy ass fucking fee for 3 hours.
Right. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but then you got to return. Like, what are you planning to get with that? It's not a long term anything. What's such a short-term aspect?
I mean, that's what everybody on right now, though. I think everything now is based on moments, not life. So we just basically, everything we do is now based on a moment.
Yeah.
Like, I just got to have that moment. Like, everybody's trying to have that one moment that
My time to shine.
Right. That's going to set them up for the life, when in reality, it don't even matter. But that's what everybody on, though.
The hot tour girl.
Yeah.
That is a prime example of what you're saying right now.
She had a whole, like, but she made it off that one moment.
Yep.
Like, but who would never knew?
Yeah.
That would have took her that far. Like, she just made, like, that's just crazy. Like, and I've seen, that hot tour, the one, I don't know if you ever seen the clip with, it's the one where he got the wall, cool. Like, it goes hard. Tour. Yeah.
What is it?
And the dude is in the video. It is so fun. That was, like, that's going to forever be a classic, bro. Like,
that's definitely a meme.
That's forever. Forever, though. Like, she did that. Like, so it's like.
But that lifestyle that she got off of that is not forever.
No.
That's why, like, she do the podcast where she basically just teaches other women how to say hot to her.
Yeah.
Like, or the Bitcoin thing that she tried, the undercut from that was fucking crazy.
Crazy.
Like, yeah, shit like that ain't gonna last.
Yeah.
Sorry, my guy.
But,
like,
but that's what I'm saying. People don't, like, if she was smart, she would have branded Hot Tour. I would have, as soon as that junk dropped, I would have branded Hot Tour and start pushing Hot Tour, Hot Tour, everything. Hot Tour t-shirts, Hot Tour cups, hop to everything.
In that defense, that moment does get you, like, it got our foot indoors.
Right.
But if you can't, if you're not set up for that.
If you can't capitalize on it, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? But that's the problem with a lot of our culture, though. Like, she probably was smart because somebody within her culture was like, hey, well, you should, you know, she probably others. But in our culture, we really don't have nothing else going on and think we supposed to take that one moment and supposed to make this grand rainbow and make everything perfect, and it doesn't happen like that. Like,
that's why I shout out to niggas like KIDSNOT.
Yeah.
That nigga's not a moment.
No.
That nigga doesn't have moments.
He's smart.
He's
him
got
and
a lifestyle,
people
bro.
like him, like Drewski. I don't know, like they're smart, and people don't understand. Like, people be hating on them, but for real, they smart.
Yeah.
They know how to capitalize on their foot getting in the door. Like that's what they do. They get their foot in the door somewhere and they capitalize on it. They run with it.
Yep.
Same way when he went to the Grammys.
Yep.
He didn't just go to the Grammys and just like, oh my gosh, I'm at the Grammys. That's what any other body would have did. Oh my gosh, I'm at the Grammys. Yeah, that's like that'd have been their whole highlight. He said, the Grammys ain't nothing. Like, I got to the Grammys, but yeah, I'm at the Grammys. Like, he went and did this. He put his foot in so many doors.
Yeah.
Like, he capitalized.
Wait, you
off
talking about Kai or Drewski?
Yeah, Kai.
Kai. He was going around. He cared more about meeting everybody than he cared about being there.
But that's what it's about, though.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I agree.
But nobody understands that. Like, everybody just, I'm telling you, like, that's why we at the odds where we at. Like, you got the men, they trying to prove their point with money and things, and you got the women, they building on their bodies. We doing the same thing to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like it's crazy when you got women that really treat their bodies like a car. That is crazy, bro.
Like a 04 Honda Civic?
Yeah. Like, let me just build up on this and go put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. That's the same thing men do, though. That's the thing, we all have a men mentality. Everything is a man mentality. So it's like, that's why a lot of that feminist stuff I feel like was meant to make women more manly, to combat, to be on the same mental wave as us. So now that's what happens. Like, us men, what we do, the only reason why we buy nice cars and nice clothes and nice jewelry is to attract women. That's it. Yeah. Solely for ourselves. We don't look at ourselves and be like, oh yeah. I mean, nowadays some men do it. It's crazy. But for my era, like, we didn't come up and be like, oh yeah, but this is cute right here. I can't wait to get in the mirror and be all like, no, we only did it to attract the women. That was it. And now
I'll argue though that women don't do women don't do that stuff to attract men. I say women do that to compete with other women.
Nah, they do it to compete with other men. Like, cause that's what they compete with. Like, if you don't realize, they only getting their bodies done because the men are doing it.
Wait,
that's what they all look like. So that's where it started from. The transformation of the body and all them surgeries came from men doing it. Trans men were doing it first. And then women are trying to look. Think about it. Think about it, though. Women are trying to look like the trans men. That's what most of them look like. The blotted, the full lips, the cheeks, all the big butts. Like, women already have butts and still go get another butt of the butt they already got. Like, come on, bro. Like, what's the point?
You had an ass and you went and got another ass?
Yeah, like, you had one already. You went and got another one to compete with this man that's got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it come from them men.
Yo,
like,
you might be spitting.
No, I'm telling you, if you really think about it, bro, if you really get down to the nitty gritty of it, that's what they do. They compete with other men. And now that's why it's so, like, it's a mess, bro. Like, they really be doing it. Like, if you ever watch, you have to watch it. Like, you got to watch the mannerism of women after they do it. That's why I tell people.
After the transition?
After the transition. Everything comes about the ass. Everything. Everything they do is, like, every picture they post in is ass. Like, everything they think about is like, yeah, my ass. Like, it's like, good grief. Like, come on. Like, I get it, but it's like.
Now you got all the black women getting BBLs?
Yeah, but you already got a BBL already.
Yeah, you already had an ass?
Yeah, like, you are, like, it's just crazy. See, the bodies is one thing, but once you start playing with your face, that's where, if you really look at people, like,
these are like Botox injections,
all
and big lips
of it,
and all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, once you start playing with your face, like, you know, you can't get your natural being of yourself back again. Like, you can't. There's no surgery that says the natural. Like, there's no reversal.
Control X.
Yeah, there's no reversal to that. Like, once you change your features, that's it.
Yeah.
You will never ever look like your natural self ever again. And it's, I just don't get it. Like, I don't see how they do that. Like, cause it don't look good.
I've seen some girls that, like, you had a nice little gym ass, firm little gym butt, and then you went and got a BBL. Bitch, why did you do that to yourself?
Why? Like,
I'm trying so hard to be BBL Drizzy. It don't
now,
make no
I've
sense.
been to like, cause I grew up in strip clubs, right? I'm from Atlanta. It's way different now. Like you go to a strip club nowadays, I don't even like. It's just all like, I don't know who likes that though. Like it looks like I don't know. Like the women just look like that's what's going on. Like I know what you did.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the point? Like I know you did that.
Yeah, if I could tell you, I ain't never met you before, and I could look at your ass and be like, "That's not real."
What's the point?
That is crazy.
What is the point? What are we doing? Like, so it's getting outrageous. It's just really getting outrageous. I don't know where we going with this. Like, I don't know. So it's gonna be to the point where you can just basically shout out to Trump.
Choose your character.
Yeah. Shout out to Trump though. Like Trump, like he had like that's why I'm glad he came back and was like, yeah, well, we only got 2 genders and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause now it was getting out. Like, I think had we not got Trump, it would have been outrageous, man. Like,
I don't think it would have been worse.
You don't think so?
Remember, I'm super politically in tune. I'm looking at things you probably aren't looking at.
True. That
DEI shit was for the fucking birds.
Indeed, I can agree to that.
That shit was for the fuck. And then you want to blame plane crashes on DEI people. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
But, and for me, I'm like, DEI only stops me from getting people, because my thing about the DEI stuff is people don't understand what it really affects.
Mm-hmm.
They think it's just like, oh, okay, we're not basing things off race. And it's like, no, that's not what DEI is.
Right.
DEI was a lot bigger than that. Because of DEI, that's why you women have breast pumping stations at work. Or that's why we don't have men's bathroom and women's bathroom. We just have restrooms.
Right.
That's why you have family bathrooms and stuff like that.
Right.
So like that's what DEI is, not just racially based. So you getting rid of that means, all right, well then the women's pump station is about to go away. Pregnant women can't come back to work after they're done. Shit like that.
To be a devil advocate here, right?
Clever.
Just think about this. I'm 37. Now, what's crazy is before they had these breastfeeding pump stations, I rarely see anybody breastfeed in public.
That's because they were going out to their car to do it. The women been breast pumping.
But this is my thing, right? When was it I've never just, like every once in a while, like honestly, recently when they started making breastfeeding a thing, right? Was I seeing people in public doing it?
Yeah.
I rarely seen, even if it was somebody just to go away and go to the parking lot and do it. Like,
you weren't allowed to do it back then.
Right.
That's what it is. It's like we're in a day and age where it's one of those like this catch-22s where now women can pull out their titty and breastfeed their kid in the middle of Starbucks. Before you weren't allowed to pull your titty out.
Yeah.
But like that's because and this is one of the things I want to talk about later. Is like that we are desensitized to sexuality and basically mass murder, and that would be a contributing like. We're supposed to be like, oh, well, it's not titty for, pleasure. It's a titty for, for production. Right. So that's why we need to be more accepting. That's people's argument. That's why we need to be more accepting of it, of her pulling her titty out in the middle of Starbucks to feed her baby is because she's just feeding her baby. She's not trying to turn everybody on. And I'm like, but some of the way you just pull out that titty.
Yeah, I think
I can't help but look.
I really feel like people use it. That's the problem we have. That you don't know what somebody's psychological warfare is going on. So I really believe like a lot of women. That's why I don't like about the rules and regulations what's going on now, because it's loopholes to everything.
Yeah.
Like a lot of women, I get it, but some women push it just to say I can do it, but at the same time are looking for the attention behind it in a sexual way.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You are pulling out your titty in public. Some of you are pulling out your titty in public just because you can pull your titty out in public.
But at the same time, like with the attention that it brings from a certain group of people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the problem nowadays. So this is a lot of controversy right here, right? So I had a young lady I used to deal with back in the day. It was an incident that happened with this girl. She went to a rave party. Takes her bra off.
Yeah.
Titties out.
Yeah.
Guy says, let me just grab one. Right.
Okay, you understand the guy fucked up here.
Right. Okay, so they made this big ordeal like, oh, she sued him and said it because she touched him, blah, blah, blah. But in my mind, I'm like, well,
no, that's sexual assault.
Indeed, but it's like, aren't you? You're at a rave party. Well, of course, I'm sure it was drugs.
Oh my God!
You're at a rave party and you just pull your titties out. Like,
She was in the wrong for pulling her titties out. So you already understand how this is a problem, right?
Yes.
Like I can't say what I want. Oh, yes, I can. It's my platform.
Yeah.
I can't say well, I mean, you kind of. What did you think was gonna happen when you pulled your titty out? But like the argument would be on the other side is, well, just because I pull my titty out don't mean that a person is allowed to grab them and stuff like that. So,
but it had to been the right person to grab it.
Oh, she liked the nigga, then yeah.
That's my thing.
Oh yeah, if you like the nigga, it's chivalry. If you don't like the nigga, it's creepy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, man.
That I understand.
It's just, I don't know, like everything is so. It's just, like you say, it's
only sexual assault if you don't want it.
Yeah. It's only a sexual assault if you don't want it. And that's where we at with it, though.
There's a truth behind that. I mean, literally, that's what sexual assault would be, is I didn't want that to happen and it happened. But I understand what you're saying. Like, I
mean, because I feel like nowadays it should be, like, if you're going to put, like, this is how I feel like, it should also be sexual assault if, say, like.
If you pull your titties out, it should be sexual harassment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cause you understand, like, at the end of the day, you're still around a bunch of men.
Mm-hmm.
Like, men are creeps.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, a lot of men are very, like,
I agree.
You're not gonna just pull your titties out for, like, you're not gonna have no girl just come right here right now.
You're gonna pull it out in the middle of Starbucks so you can breastfeed.
Yeah, which is cool. I get it. But I mean, it's like, if you just think about it. I mean, you got a girl, pulls her titty out, say she like you. You know what I'm saying? You see it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nonverbal communication is the key, especially out here. That's what I learned about out here. I never understood nonverbal communication. So out here, they do a lot of that. Like, nobody really communicates verbally. Like, everybody just sits back and you'll see people.
They
like,
use their eyes, their body language and stuff like that, especially at that bar.
Yes. So if you watch,
have a whole conversation with somebody across the way and not
they choose
words.
and pick.
Yeah.
But like, they don't like you. It's like, like, why you? But the whole time I've been eyeing you and you've been, stroking your little breast, getting them nipples hard. You know what I'm saying? You've been poking your butt. Yeah. Jones getting nice and Jones. Keep looking at me. You poking your butt out a little bit because I'm looking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I notice that type of stuff. But if it's somebody you don't like, that's what I don't agree with. Like, I get it. Like, if you're going to publicly put yourself out there, understand what come with that. Or keep it private. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree that if... God, where's my cancer button? Jesus. I agree, but I mean, at the same point, that's just the wooing.
The wooing. Yeah,
they're just wooing. They're wooing who they want, but I agree. Like in the animal kingdom,
right?
Yes, you're gonna woo everybody.
Right.
And you're gonna take the strongest advocate, but you're wooing everybody, and you understand that. You pull your titties out, you understand that everybody's going to look.
Thank you.
But you only want a specific person to walk up and
it
grab
don't
them.
work like that. That's not fair.
That's not fair. It's crazy.
It's not. Like, it's like, how can you say, like, how can you be in a room full of, like,
hard dick niggas
and then say, well, I only want, if you not 6'3", with 6-figure income and can't do this, you can't look at me. But you right in front of me. And then you gonna say I'm wrong or I'm
creepy for looking at your
titties that you just pulled out right in front of me. Like, that's crazy, man. Like, that's how it's gotten though. Like, it's crazy work. Like,
it is. But women, continue to free the tatas.
Yeah, free them up.
I'm just gonna look.
Just keep them free as much as you can.
You call me creepy for looking, fuck you.
Yeah,
but
exactly. That's the problem we having right now, man. It's getting bad.
That's diabolical.
It's big time diabolical.
But again, a lot of that goes back to like that. People don't live in reality.
No.
They live in their own little fantasy world. They think the world revolves around them and everybody's supposed to play by their rules. And the reality of that situation is, ain't nobody trying to play by your fucking rules.
Yep.
Especially if your rules go against mine. And my rules is to grab that nipple.
Grab that nipple,
yeah. I will say though, I've had this conversation, and I'll touch on this and then we'll roll into the plug of the week. But I have understood like having even arguments with like the younger niggas that like love the Andrew Tates and the Fresh and Fits and stuff like that of this world. I've always argued like these niggas live in this mindset that, because I hate Fresh and Fit. These niggas live in this mindset, not them, but the followers.
Right.
Live in the mindset of like, oh yeah, all these women are out here for all of your money and that's all they want. And you can't trust none of these hoes and you gotta be a king that commands a bunch of princesses and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, where are you finding these women at?
Yeah.
I come across a decent amount of women, and I don't run into a whole bunch of these women that y'all talking about. But again, I talk to women. So like, not just like, I've had a decent amount of women, a third of my podcast guests are women, and then I talk to a decent amount of women in public. So I don't come across these women that y'all are talking about. But I also have to, like, it might not be real, but your perception is your reality. Right. It might not be the reality, but it is yours. So if your interactions are only online, or you only go to expensive fucking gentlemen's clubs where all the women are there for your money, then maybe your reality is all these women are gold diggers.
Right.
But it took me a long time to come to that understanding. It's like, okay, sometimes people do live in different worlds. You just kind of have to accept that.
Right.
Like, again, if you only come across the gold digger women, then you probably think that all women are gold diggers because of like where you assert yourself. All I can do is suggest that you go to a different place.
I mean, even if they go, like, I've dealt with that. It's because of how they carry themselves, though. I had a white dude that I was cool with, and he kept saying that, like, all these women want money, all these women just want my money. But it's like, bro, everywhere we go, you offer to pay for something.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go, your conversation is, well, yeah, I got this, and or I do this and I do that. So of course,
you gotta dig in your own hole.
I mean, if I met you, I was like, yeah, I want some of your money. You basically, if you gonna prod with your money,
if that's what your woo factor is,
hello.
If you're gonna pull out the wallet, don't get mad because the bitch grabs it.
That's usually who says that. It's people who lead with the wallet. Like, that's what I'm learning. Like a lot of the men that I see that say that be a bunch of older men, or it be somebody that has money.
Yeah,
and they be like, man, yeah, these women, they just want money, man. I can't believe them. And I was like, well, that's because it's what you.
Yeah, that's what you're offering. Yeah,
I mean,
that's fair because I'd be at a bar and a bitch would be like, I've sat next to, I've used this as a sin of the day where I basically, or the week, about women that's sitting there. I sat next to women and they'd be like, yo, we've been here for 30 minutes and no guys offered to buy us a drink. And I'm like, ooh, your personal problems are deep, bitch.
Big deep. If you've been just waiting for somebody.
Right,
like, just think about coming out somewhere and like,
I ain't gonna have to buy my own drinks.
I know somebody's gonna buy me drinks.
I'm the type of person that's like, nah, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't invite you out, it don't work that way.
At all. You can sit by me all day. You're gonna be waiting. You're gonna be waiting like
waiting
shit.
for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you can be waiting. Just keep waiting. Like, you know what I mean? But people really be doing that, though.
Yeah.
Like, especially at that bar we go to. Like,
yeah.
They'll sit there, bro, and they'll sit right there, and they'll keep looking at you and act like they flirting, just waiting for that opportunity for you to be like, well, what are you drinking too? Like, nah, I'm here.
Water. You want one?
Yeah. Got a good water for you coming up. Yep.
You want light ice or extra?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I feel that. If that's what you're leading with,
that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna get.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
That's probably why I don't deal with that, is because I'm not the type of person, like, obviously if I'm with people that I fuck with, like, oh yeah, I'll buy a round or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, if I'm just meeting you, I don't be offering, or you show that ounce of like, well, you gonna buy my drink?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No. I'm the same way. Like, I don't mind. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm the same way. I don't mind. Like I said, I'm still a man, right? So I'm a gentleman. So I don't mind if I find you attractive and we hitting it off. Hey, what you drinking? But like you say, like, it's the initial, like I could, like, they don't even say it though. Like, that's one thing I don't like. They don't even say it. It's just the way they move or how they flirt with you. Or you can tell that's what they're expecting. Like, you want me to get you something. Like you don't even really care to talk to me unless I'm really getting you something. So you only talk to me to kind of butter me up. Right. Just so I can buy you a couple drinks. Like, I've seen it so many times. So it's like, yeah, that don't even make no sense, man. It's ridiculous, man. It's just, redundant is what I
As
call
long as you
it.
bitches know it's a no for me, we're good here.
And it's a no for me. So
let's go to roll to the SoundCloud playlist plug of the week, and I will be saying bye to you free niggas after that. Get this Patreon out the way because it's National Margarita Day, and I got drinks to drink. For our episode 95 playlist plug of the week, there's a song by Kids Not Saints. It's a dope ass song, nice little mood melody, and as always, it'll be in our SoundCloud playlist plug of the week for Volume 4. Catch it on yccentertainment.com/Woes. That and all the other plugs of the weeks. Dope bops. Just listening, sitting in the car. Pull up a plug of the week volume. You'll enjoy it. Because I have good taste in music. And I'll be on SoundCloud. But for episode 95, it is Girl with the Feelers by Kids Not Saints. Check it out.
Doctor, I'm afraid you've got me wrong. I mean the kind of music men...
You just didn't realize you're more than just a girl with some feelers. I love you from your face down to your Levi's. So let's just play the tape so we can rewind, so you can see why. So you can see why.
One of the many things. Stop feeling.
Yeah, you wonder why I can't always match your vibrance. Remember when we was fucking around in college? Juicy lip, but I seen shit go silent. See your side, I'm on your side. Said shit, but I mean shit inside. So you can see you're wrong, cause you're really something. Hasn't felt too long, now we're 20-something. Guess I'll never understand. You just didn't realize you're more than just a girl with some feelers. I love you from your face down to your Levi's. So let's just play the tape so we can rewind, so you can see why. So you can see why. Keep the patience, stick to basics. Took it all love in the matrix. Keep the patience, stick to basics.
Next time you had an Adam hat full of authorized dealers, stop in and buy on and Adam. Once you see them wear an Adam hat, you'll agree that today and before, Adam is one of outstanding hat values. Now, the good Dr. Weird.
And that was Girl with the Feelers by Kids Not Saints. As always, it'll be in the SoundCloud playlist plug of the week for Volume 4. Make sure you check it out. And that's all I got for you free niggas. You got anything you want to say to free niggas, where they can find you and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, man. Stevie J for real 14. Check me up on the gram. That's about it, man. I don't really. Girl with the feelers, huh?
Yeah,
I just don't. That's the name of
that's the name of the song.
the song.
Yeah.
Girl with the feelers. I like that.
Feelers like shoes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
feelers. Forever I love Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
2 kicks and a hug. Let me see if I can come up with one really fast.
2 kicks in the hug.
Shout out to the men motivating women to get BBLs.
Yeah, shout out to you. Yeah,
Dumb bitches love y'all.
yeah, they love.
Shout out to the women pulling their tatas out at the raves and getting mad that niggas are grabbing them.
No bullshit.
Dumb niggas love y'all.
They love y'all.
Shout out to the black people that. Fuck. Shout out to the black people that invest in black investments.
Yeah.
We love you. That's all I got to say about that one.
Indeed.
With all that being said, to you non-NDA signing subscribers, I bid you adieu. Free niggas. I say peace to you. Peace, free niggas.